Yeah, Tom Hanks, Forest Gump. Slow, yes, retarded, maybe, braces on his legs, but he charmed the pants off next to him and he won a ping pong competition? That ain't retarded.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spoiler Alert. Today we are doing Forest Gump. I am Mike with Mike W. Productions, as you probably know, but you may not know this guy, so tell us who you are.
I'm Eli Parker with Parker Vlogging, and what that is, I record stuff that I do, pretty much. There's food reviews, I check out places, sometimes I do a movie review when there's a blood moon, but here I am, reviewing movies and stuff with my man Mike here. We just came back from Wendy's, and speaking of Wendy's, I just recently uploaded...
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
But hey, if you want to, give me how to get my email.
Yeah, his people
but not
get
sponsored.
People,
so
yes.
Yeah, don't at me for the Wendy's sponsor. And I'm not sponsored by Batman either. That's just
No, and I'm not sponsored by... I think this is American Eagle. I don't know brands.
I'm not sure. I don't remember what the Pelican
Anyway, I uploaded a strawberry frosty taste test review, so maybe he'll link it. I don't know. He can do whatever he wants.
We will try to link that up here somewhere or at the end of the video. So depending on if I can get it, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You guys know how YouTube is, and that's why we are going to watch the movie, not really react to it, because... that whole copyright thing that I've been struggling with on movies. So, with that being said, what do you know about Forrest Gump?
This one's a freaking Tom Hanks classic, if I've ever seen one. I watched it in high school forever ago, most of it.
Okay.
And...
You mean yesterday?
Yeah. I'm not that young. But yeah, I think we're in for a treat. I know that Jenny is renowned as a bitch.
Well... Yes and no.
Ooh.
I mean, we'll get into that. Because we'll do a instead of watching the actual movie, I'll give you guys the trailer. That'll kind of give you an idea of what's going on, and then we'll kind of fill you guys in on everything else. So, anything else you want to say about the movie before?
I just say let's jump into it and open this box of chocolates.
All right, guys. Life is like a box of chocolates, so let's jump right in. Here we go.
Tom Hanks.
I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
Robin Wright.
Will you marry me? I'd make a good husband, Jenny.
You would, Forrest.
Gary Sinise.
I never thanked you for saving my life.
And Sally Field.
My boy Forrest is going to get the same opportunities as everyone else.
What's my destiny, Mom?
You're going to have to figure that out for yourself.
Alright, so that was Forrest Gump. Of course, you guys didn't get to watch it because, well, copyright is a pain, and I didn't feel like editing it 50,000 times. So, we did probably play a trailer or something for you guys, so hopefully that worked out. We don't know yet, so we'll figure that out here in a bit. But, what are your thoughts on the show, the movie?
Sure, this could take a while because I've not even completely finished the movie before this, and when I did watch most of it, it was forever ago. And I want to retract my hate towards Jenny, and I know there's a lot of Jenny. I know there's a lot of hate for her character, kind of seeming greedy, but I'll give her credit because I think I got two things. One, the bad thing she does is just as a result because she's a product of her terrible childhood that was inflicted on her by her abusive father. And people say, oh, she just bails on Forrest all the time. And the way I see it, I don't see her as running away from Forrest, but running away from her past, because I can see that Forrest is just a big reminder of what little bit she tries to run away from her life.
She actually runs towards her past while she runs away from her past.
Yes.
Because she also finds these guys who are just as abusive, if not slightly less abusive, as her dad was assumed to be.
Because it's what she's familiar with, because for a bit of the movie, Forrest is trying to show love to her, but she doesn't reciprocate because she doesn't really understand love from her own life, her own experience.
Well, and the love that she did get was just assault and abuse.
Yes, exactly. So she doesn't know what real love is that Forrest tries to give her.
There was a few scenes where one of the boyfriends, when they went to the Black Panthers, slapped her.
Yeah.
So you get this thing of her she goes in what people would call a spiral, basically.
Yeah.
So basically, it's get out of abuse, get well, find abuse again, and it just keeps going.
It's just a cycle, yeah.
So she runs away. So she has abuse. Mm-hmm. She finds a way out of the abuse. She finds something good and gets scared and then runs back to the abuse.
Yeah.
So that's really a weird cycle, but that's kind of common in those kind of abusive relationships because at some point, and anyone who's an actual psychiatrist or anything can correct me, but you get used to, there is another movie called Perks of Being the Wallflower. Perks of Being a Wallflower. We accept the love that we think we deserve.
Why do nice people choose the wrong people to date?
We accept the love we think we deserve.
Can we make them know that they deserve more?
We can try.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it's kind of that, but in a more psychological way. So, so understanding that Jenny's not a horrible person.
No.
She's just had a horrible life.
Yeah.
And she has trust issues, and so she runs to the things that she's familiar with.
Exactly.
Which, if you're a psychiatrist or psychologist, go ahead and blast me in the comments. I don't care. That's just
give
my
the
take on it.
proper diagnosis.
Yeah, give me a proper diagnosis. If cinema therapy wants to do something, that's cool. I enjoy their stuff. They break down movies and cartoons and shows in a therapy way.
Yeah.
So they explain they did Encanto and a couple of other things.
Oh.
So they broke down Bruno, why did he run away and hide and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it's a pretty interesting series, and it's one that I like, but it's different than just a movie review. So, because they take, one of them is a filmmaker and one of them is a clinical psychiatrist or something, or psychologist or something like that, and they break it down not just as a movie, but they give you the filmmaker side and they give you the psychology side.
I like that. I'd be interested in that.
Yeah, it's really interesting how they break that down. I don't know if they did this one yet, but if they haven't,
this would be a good one to do because it actually has a good example of mental illness too.
Just Jenny, just Jenny, because Forrest is technically mentally retarded.
Yeah.
He's under the norm.
Yeah.
Your boy's different.
So, but that he's more of a savant than anything else because he's not stupid.
Yeah.
He just doesn't get the basic stuff.
Yeah.
But he's actually very intelligent once you get the story going, and he's just not smart in the book way.
Yeah.
So, he makes his own company,
Yeah,
he goes to war, he makes his own company, he learns how to do stuff.
He's the ping pong champion.
Yeah, he's the ping pong champion. So he's not dumb, he's not stupid or anything, he's slower, but he's also more of a savant.
Yeah.
So, and I think if they did that would be more of their diagnosis on him personally.
Yeah.
But Jenny would really, I would want
that
them
would
to
be a
really
good
stick
one,
with what's wrong with Jenny.
Yeah.
Because she's really a case study of psychology. Because he's more of an easy fix.
And you can say that hinders her more than Forrest's mental illness affects him.
Forrest is, in a way, an enabler. Because who does she always run back to?
Forrest.
What is Forrest? The comfort thing.
Yeah.
So when the dad abuses her, she goes and sneaks over to his house. Mm-hmm. When the boyfriend beats her, she goes to him. Mm-hmm. When Forrest beats the crap out of the guy in the car, and she runs to him.
Yeah.
So every time that she needs some kind of comfort or anything, security, he's basically the security blanket, which does not make a good relationship.
Yeah.
But they do kind of finish that out.
Yeah, they resolve in the end.
Yeah, because she goes off by herself, and I guess she kind of finds herself again, not doing drugs, not doing alcohol, not doing needles and stuff. So, She really does find herself, which is good because that kind of cleaned her up from the enabling. But he could be considered an enabler because he's an unknowing enabler, but he's still an enabler because he keeps letting her come back, take what she needs from him, which is the comfort of him, and then leaves, which is not good for any relationship to have like that kind of. Oh, I'm just coming to get what I need, and then I'm leaving. So that's really
kind of uses Forrest as a rainy day friend.
Well, as more of a security blanket, if anything. It's because she only comes to him when she gets out of a bad relationship. Yeah, and she tries to get out of that abusive, especially most of her relationships in the movie are abusive. Yeah, they are. Yeah. So she always comes back to him because he's the nice guy and he's. The security that she knows that he'll never stop her from coming back to him. Yeah. So it's very one-sided love. Yeah. Until basically the end when she finally does come back, but then at that point, she's already sick and stuff. So
it's his kid.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, why couldn't you figure this out before you got sick? And
I want to bring that up because. I think that's when she's confronted with her own mortality. Because before then, she's kind of like death means nothing to her because you see her have those moments of where she's contemplating suicide.
She wanted to jump
off
the
now
bridge.
She finally has something that is endangering her life and will lead to her death. She's scared, so she wants to end with that security blanket and commit to it. So then it goes from being a toxic, her leeching of his comfort to ending good with him.
I still don't even know if that is a healthy behavior or not, though, because it's kind of like okay, these people that do they have their God come to God Jesus moment. Yeah, it's like, oh, you have cancer, what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to come to Jesus just in case. Yeah, and it's like, is that good or bad, or does it count? Does it count, or are you just doing it because I'm going to die?
Well, I'm thinking, initially I thought it was because she had that mentality, but I think seeing it, I think she genuinely wanted to come back.
Yeah, at the end, I do genuinely believe that it wasn't just I'm about to die thing. Yeah. I think she really did. She was like, okay, I'm about to die. What do I want to do with the rest of my life that I have? And Forrest has always been there with me. I did leave him again until the very end, but I think that was actually her knowing that she wasn't in a place right for him. Yeah. So she left. Mm-hmm. But she also got pregnant at the end, and they did get together for a while, knowing that she was sick. So that's kind of the you got to weigh that out for at least in my head.
Yeah. I can see it from both ends.
Yeah. I don't think she came back to him when she wrote him the letter after he did the running thing. I don't think that was a coping mechanism. Mm-mm. I think that was actually her, she knew that stuff was going on, so she wanted to kind of reconcile with him.
No, I'm definitely with you there. The whole scrapbook shows it too. That
she cared about him enough to keep an eye on what he's doing.
Exactly. Yes.
So it was kind of a mixed bag, but that ending really kind of just pushed it on. Yeah. In her having an actual change. Yeah. Plus, they had their kid together. So which was the kid from Sixth Sense, Secondhand Lions. He did a bunch of stuff back in the day. Yeah. He doesn't do too much. I know he did one TV series, I think, called Sex Ed or something.
Yeah, that show?
Yeah. He's the teacher in that one. I don't... Oh my gosh. He really hasn't done, too much since he's become an adult.
Still has that baby face, though.
Yeah, he really... Yeah, I'll agree. I won't go into any more detail on that. But, yeah, Tom Hanks, really young Tom Hanks.
Oh, yes. Phenomenal.
Janae was Buttercup in Princess Bride.
Yeah. You can die slowly, cut into 1,000 pieces.
Hardly complimentary, Your Highness. Why loose your venom on me?
You killed my love.
Right. Yeah, that caught me off guard when you told me that.
Yeah, and she was also the aunt in Themyscira for Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. So she was, I would call her the aunt. She's not an official
She is like an aunt figure.
Yeah, she's an aunt figure because because Wonder Woman has has the mom.
Yeah.
So, and this lady's like the secondary mom figure. Mm-hmm. So she would be more like an aunt. Mm-hmm. So she was in that one, and she looked great in that one too. She aged like really well.
Yeah.
And she was in Wonder Woman, which I didn't even know that she was in Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I didn't even know until I looked it up that she was the same lady in this one.
Oh my god.
Because this was done like 5 to 7 years after Princess Bride.
Yeah.
So I was like, is that her? And she looks still pretty young in this one, too.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hanks, of course, we know him from, like, everything.
Oh, yeah.
He's done everything.
Yeah. Great work as usual.
He runs a lot.
He does. And I'm glad you say that because I'm about to go on a whole tangent here about running.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about the theme of this, or how I see the theme.
Just running.
Just running, but I'm
running away from your problems.
Well, let me go on my flow here, Mike.
Okay.
But yeah, running. It all stems down to running. But metaphorically, like, all of us in our lives, we're running. And with Forrest and Jenny, it shows the two different aspects of it. Well, Forrest, he's running, like, both literally. He's also doing it metaphorically as he's running to, like, opportunity after opportunity, like college, the war, the shrimp business, this and that. Ping pong. While as Jenny is running away from her problems, getting farther and farther.
Right.
But, dang it. I hate it. I had this all played in my head. But
which
of course
is the psychology of the thing, too.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And so when it comes down to it, we're all like constantly running in our lives, and we just kind of have these two options. No matter what prejudices you face or whatever life hands you, good or bad, we're constantly running. And so you either choose to run forward, facing the opportunities ahead of you, or be like Jenny and just try to run away, ignoring your problems.
You're either running towards something or from something.
Exactly. Right? Where's the fortune cookie at? There it is.
You are... Mr. Miyagi says you run from or you run towards stuff.
There you go. And that's my tangent there. So,
yeah, I mean, all in all, it's a good movie.
It's a great movie.
It is a long movie.
Which I didn't mind.
It's not, you don't feel it.
Yeah.
I mean, we did take a few little breaks, but, like, it's not, like, a long, drawn-out thing.
No.
So, all in all, a good movie. Of course, you can't go wrong with the Tom Hanks movie. Having her in it, Buttercup from Princess Bride in it made it pretty good too. And then having Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah.
We didn't even really talk about Lieutenant Dan.
No, we did. Yeah.
He had if we're talking about mental issues and stuff, he had hero complex.
Yeah.
He wanted to die in battle, be the hero. Not so. He had a hero complex, not a savior complex. He didn't really want to save anyone. He just wanted to die in the blaze of glory.
Yeah, he just wanted the glory. Yeah.
And the thing is, it's kind of like, and they showed this, and this kind of makes sense that his
fiance,
his father, and his grandfather and his great great grandfather, they all died in battle.
Somebody in his family had fought and died in every single American war.
Yeah.
So I think that was kind of his. I'm not following the family path if I don't die during battle.
Yes,
because
trying to
each
live
one
up to the
of
family
them,
legacy.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, my dad died, this guy died, my uncle, my great-great whatever, my great-great-great whatever died, and every member of my family died in battle, and I think that he wanted to die in battle. I don't know if he had any kids in it, they never really said.
I don't think
he did, because he was dating the two girls at the bar.
Yeah.
So, I think he just wanted to be a part of that legacy of my family always died in battle. That was taken away from him, and he literally became half the man that he was.
Yeah.
Physically and mentally. Yeah. Because it took a toll on him, because he really wanted to be that character, be that guy that his father was, his grandfather was, and et cetera, et cetera. I mean, they went back to like the Civil War.
Yeah.
So, like every major war, one of his guys died in it.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm glad that he didn't like die, and then he got his legs back at the end. Well, legs back, but it was magic legs. Which actually the behind the scenes stuff I told you about, a lot of that was green screen work, and that holds up today. Which is kind of funny, because I've seen so many newer movies that are only like 10, 15 years old that don't hold up.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, that's really bad green screen and blue screen.
Yeah, like with the effects with the presidents too, like that looked
that
really
was
good.
clean.
ADR was a little but the green screening was
like
really good.
the audio. You're talking about the audio overlay. Yeah, that was kind of iffy, but they did it in a way that made it work. Enough to where you didn't. It wasn't like, oh, that's just dumb.
Yeah, no.
But like the whole that was all I believe green blue screen. So and they did it pretty good, and it aged well. Where I've seen many CGI movies, especially not just blue green screen, but I've seen CGI movies. Like go back and watch the original Avengers movies.
Oh,
and all that stuff. Those have not aged well.
No.
They're trying to make Avatar, the Blue People movie
again.
The
second one.
And I'm like, it was cool because when the first one came out, it was at the peak of the 3D revolution. And now 3D is a gimmick again.
Yeah.
And I don't think that it's going to hold up unless you're seeing it on like an IMAX or
definitely.
the big screens, or now I think Regal has X screen or something like that, where it's actually like the screen and then it has two screens on the side of the walls like popped out like that. So I don't know. It's just I don't think that the gimmick is going to hold up. And they want to make like 4 more of those things, and I'm like, we really do not need 4 more.
Yeah, I didn't really ask for this.
It's been like 10, 15 years now.
Yeah, it's been a decade, yeah.
So it's like the people that grew up with that are too old, and there's no one really who cares that's younger. So it's like, why are we wasting money on this movie? Plus, they're using the same technology that they did 15 years ago, which was revolutionary.
Yeah.
But now it's old.
Yeah.
And they haven't replaced it with anything. So it's one of those things where it's just like, And I hope they never redo Forest Gump. And
do not touch it. No.
But the behind the scenes stuff, the green screen, the blue screen, all that stuff, the rendering in old. Because they literally took like old video of the president's talking to people and pasted him in there.
Mm-hmm.
So they did a really good job.
They did. Great for its time, and still holds up.
And that one scene where he actually turns, they added in the table, had him turn with a green pant on.
Yeah.
And he turned, and then they added that clip in, and then got rid of his legs.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's turning, but it's actually just him like scooting.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to see all the behind the scenes stuff too.
Yeah.
The feather, I think, was the only like CGI noticeable. So for that's great, because if that's the only thing that I noticed that's CGI that I'm not like looking for, because I wasn't looking for the other stuff. I was just like, okay, it's there. If that's the only noticeable CGI thing, then I'm happy with it. So, anything else on your part?
Well, speaking of the feather, I thought that was a bit of an extra cheesy touch. It just kind of dragged the beginning and the end out. Because like, you already have the running and the chocolates metaphor. Why a feather out of nowhere that's never brought up throughout the majority of the movie?
Well, like they dragged it out with the shrimp.
Yeah.
Him naming all the shrimp types.
Yeah.
And then they dragged it out a little bit with the ping pong thing.
Well, those are more running jokes or gags or gimmicks. The feather thing, that was supposed to be like a big, deep metaphorical thing. But you already had so much to work with.
And the running was like the big, like...
That was the big thing.
That was a really big, long...
Because when you think Forrest Gump, who thinks of the feather?
Right, yeah.
I didn't even remember that being in there.
Well, at the beginning, because they didn't reference it. If they would have referenced it again, like after, like when he met Lieutenant Dan, if it floated by or something,
well, I guess the feather's connected to the whole Jenny praying to be a bird and flying free, so that might be it.
Right, yeah, and I mean, it's a good symbolism. It's just I wish they would have referenced it again, so it would have had a bigger impact at the end.
Yeah, it just seems like a beginning and end thing, and that's it.
Right, yeah. And that's kind of like, it's kind of like the FedEx package in Castaway. It's like it's a thing, and then it's a thing at the beginning and a thing at the end, and it's just kind of in the background during the rest of the movie. So, but yeah, all in all, a good movie.
Very good movie.
Yeah, any
No, I've hit up on my major points,
So with that being said, guys, that was Forrest Gump. So I want to thank all of my subscribers. I want to thank you guys for getting this far in the video. If you are not a subscriber yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Don't worry about it. You're still in good shape. All you got to do is just tap it in. Just tap it in now.
There will be one at the end as well. This is Eli Parker with Parker Vlogging, and there will be a button right above his
my
head
face will be like
with a link to his channel, and there will be a subscribe button right up here. Mm-hmm. And I will try and link a video of his here and another video for you guys to watch right over here. So with that being said, I do want to thank all of you guys for getting this far in the video, and we will see you next time. Peace.
And just remember to keep running.